bring to you Dallas Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, guys. How you doing?
We're doing well. We're doing well. I imagine you are doing well, too. I was curious. Obviously, it felt like a must-win game yesterday. Was there anything that you saw from a play perspective that gave you particular encouragement rolling into the playoffs?
Oh, I just think the guys knew how important it was. I mean, we've given, got ourselves in a great position to be able to play in the final week to win that home field advantage, get the number 2 seed. Obviously, you always gunning to be the 1 seed, but certainly, to end up where we ended up, getting to play and control our own destiny and, have the chance to ultimately, obviously play the first game at home. And if we can have success, play a second game at home. So, and then we'll see if we can keep going. But certainly I think the team played well for the most part the entire season. I think we're gelling at the right time. I think yesterday we overcame a few mistakes, but we're able to ultimately play very sound football, both sides of the ball. I thought Dak and the offense moved the ball very well throughout the game, other than the one tip pass that got picked. It was a pretty perfect game in terms of how the offense played, and defense the same way. I thought they played well. That Washington team's always going to give you fits when you go to Washington and play. Coach Rivera, wish him nothing but the best. He's one of the really top coaches to coach in this league, and have nothing but respect for him, and he always has his teams prepared, and I just felt like it was a big win for us.
You were talking about the offense. How impressed were you by the offensive line play in this game, and how are we feeling about the potential for Tyler Smith in the playoffs?
Yeah, I think it was just a great performance. 2 young guys, college free agents, stepping up. Coach Solari's done an amazing job getting those guys prepared. Jerry and I were talking to him before the game. He had complete confidence, not only in TJ Bass, but also Hoffman. And, they just stepped up and did a great job. Felt like Dak had time most of the game. And, it's great to know you have those young guys coming in your organization. But certainly feel like, obviously, we'll only get better when you get a Zach Martin who's an all-pro and get Tyler Smith back. The line should be back full force and ready to go to start the playoffs. So feel really good about that, and I feel really good about Tyler being able to play, against the Packers at AT&T Stadium on Sunday afternoon.
I know there's a lot of different areas, Stephen, that you could kind of point to, but what are the biggest areas that you've seen this team evolve and get closer to kind of the ideal team that you guys wanted to see, you and McCarthy wanted to see?
Well, I think the biggest thing yesterday was to see the running game really come around. Thought Tony Pollard had a great game. Thought Rico ran the ball well. Really thought, we played, really sound, well-rounded football in terms of all the phases of offense. Certainly Dak and CD continue to play at a high level. Ferguson making plays as usual out there from the tight end spot, and then, of course, the rest of the receiving corps stepping up and making plays. So, I do think this offense still can get better as we start our playoffs here, and feel really good about it. On the defensive side, I thought we did a good job stopping the run, and certainly had our signature turnover plays. Certainly Bland stepping up again with a big pick there to end the drive for the Commanders. But in general, I just think this team's heading in the right direction.
So, Stephen, I know you just mentioned you play Sunday afternoon against the Green Bay Packers. That game will be broadcast on Fox Television and here on 105.3, your home of the Dallas Cowboys, your division champs, Dallas Cowboys. Are you happy that it's a Sunday? Last year you guys had the Monday night game, if I recall, against Tampa Bay, which then gave you a short week to get ready for San Francisco. Do you like having Sunday where you get the full week to prepare and then most likely, I'm assuming, a full week for the next game if you guys advance? Absolutely. We're really pleased with our time slot. Certainly, playing on Fox there. I think they really wanted to have us as their game.
and playing on a Sunday afternoon, I think it gives us, as you said, the full week, a normal week to prepare, and then a normal week again to prepare the next week. So I think it's an optimal spot to play. I think it gives our fans plenty of time to get ready for the game, the 3:25 kick. So they'll have plenty of time to get out to the stadium and get ready to give us that home field advantage. They've been so amazing in terms of the atmosphere they're creating at AT&T Stadium, the comfort that our players and our team have playing at AT&T Stadium. It's certainly a home field advantage for us, and the way it's played out, it's certainly where we play our best football.
Talking to Stephen Jones right here on 105.3 The Fan. I know Brandon Aubrey has been incredible. Was there ever
Don't you do this.
Did you get nervous for just a second when after the block field goal he clanged one off of the post? Did you get nervous at all after that?
Not at all. I mean, this guy's got the great nervous system. If anything, sometimes it's better to get that one out of the way because, I think even, we play the network feed in our suite as well. And I know every time before he kicks, they show up there that he hadn't missed a field goal all year. And you wonder if the jinx is coming. And certainly good to get that one behind us and move on. I would have liked to have seen him get that NFL record, I think, that Vanderjack held of 37 for 37. But, he's just amazing. Coming from the soccer field to, probably ultimately going to be the all-pro kicker this year for the NFL. What a great story. And I know our team does. I know our coaching staff. I know the organization has complete confidence in him that he's going to make the kick when you have to have it. We were laughing there in the box that maybe we just need to back him up to about 50 yards every time. And he seems to kick it even better the further out he gets. But it's an amazing success story and complete confidence in him.
How are you feeling about Gilmore's health here?
Feel really good. I mean, he's the ultimate pro. He knows, how to get himself prepared. Unfortunate that, that shoulder came out, but they were able to get it back in. We certainly had the MRIs this morning and feel like, he should do nothing but improve and be ready to play against the Packers on Sunday.
Kevin thinks that if a shoulder pops out of socket and then they just put it back in and he says he's good to go, that's just the craziest thing in the world. What's the craziest injury that you've seen somebody just go back out on the field and start playing that with?
Well, I've seen some guys with ACLs that they didn't know they had them and they thought they twinged their knee and they go back out and they play and then their knee's unstable. I think Michael Irvin actually did that and figured out, boy, something's not right here. And, the will to want to play, the will that these athletes have to want to compete just amazes me. But, how ready they are to get right back out on the field. Certainly, I know Tyler was doing everything he could to play this week after tearing his plantar fasciitis. But, it's amazing. I'm just amazed. I think, one of the toughest guys we've had through here is Tank Lawrence. And, he just doesn't miss. And he fights through injuries. He's an amazing athlete and has an amazing desire to compete and play at a high level. But hats off to these athletes who play through pain and injury.
Absolutely, man. They're different. They are built different, that's for sure. Now, I did hear Jerry yesterday talk a little bit about like the mentality going into this game and what they did, all the preparation, all the prep work. How much does that change, from regular season to playoff for this week and this week's focus and what these guys have to, where their minds have to be?
I just think everybody knows what's at stake here. It's a single elimination. You win, you move on. You lose, you go home. And I know our guys know what's at stake here. We know, as Dak, I read where Dak wouldn't even put his NFC East championship hat on because his sights and his goals are on a whole lot more than winning the East. So these guys know how important this is. I know it'll be preparation as usual, but the intensity and the focus, I think it'll be undeniable, as you move around out there around the Star this week. Certainly our guys are focused. Mike and his staff have them focused. And, I expect us to play at a high level.
That was his specific quote after the game. He goes, "I'm looking for something a little bit more," which I really, really like. Did you guys consider quarantining Zach Martin so we could be done with this illness that seems to have been going around this team for like 3 weeks now? Y'all have had people that have gotten knocked out or knocked down with that illness.
Well, it's it has moved through the locker room. Hopefully, it's coming to a close. We offered up to if we needed to keep Zach away from the team to have a plane fly Zach home solo, but I think he probably got through, unfortunately, the rough part of it, earlier that day, and throughout the game. Hopefully, he was getting a lot better, which he was. Once they were able to get him the proper meds and the things he needed to get well. So hopefully we're going to put that in the rear view mirror. That was unfortunate. No one wanted to play that game more than him. We've had players, as you said, their mental toughness is supreme. I mean, certainly Micah played with a flu bug. His had started to look, the day before on a Saturday, and, these things do get better, and he was able to get out there and give an amazing effort to play. And I know Zach was wanting to do the same thing, but unfortunately his was going the other direction, and just didn't feel like it was in his best interest or our best interest for him to be out there.
Cowboys fans are stoked today after a dominating victory, the NFC East title. Y'all have now had 3 straight 12-5 seasons. All of those are super positive things. But the other side of it is, does that mean anything without the matching playoff success?
Well, everybody knows that's what we want to accomplish, and I think that was reading between the lines. That's what Dak was certainly has his eye on, is success in the playoffs. And we got a little taste of it last year when we beat the Bucs, but not near enough. And I know what our guys have their eyes on. The organization has its eyes on, and that's to be world champions. But it's one game at a time. We got to start with the Packers. Certainly, Mike's playing against his old team, and that'll have certainly some spiciness to it, if you will. But it's one game at a time. This Love playing for the Packers, playing quarterback there, has had an amazing first year as a starter, and we're going to have our hands full. So we got to be prepared. We got to go out and execute and play if we want to win.
And appreciate the time as always, and hopefully we're continuing this journey next week as well.
Hey, great being on, guys, and look forward to a big week.